Because back in the day, in the come up of the rave scene and the rap world and the hip hop world, like you go to raves and there's MCs in the jungle room, there's b-boys in every room. In the back of every room, there was a big ass circle with ciphers going on where crews were battling, people were just freestyle dancing, but like a lot of that was mixed in. So like I was already within that world of, understanding hip hop, not just as something to be entertained by, but also to learn how to do to entertain not just yourself, but the people around you as well, from dancing to rapping. And when I hit the ground running, when I got out of jail, like I knew like I wanted to fucking rap. At that time, I felt like, I didn't know I wasn't where the point I was at with the talent level of what I wanted to be. A lot of that came with, years of delivery and style, but, you know, also at that time, my writing that I was doing was just notebook after notebook after notebook after notebook. Um, and, I got into a rap group. I was with another cat, still doing some solo stuff all within it, and just kept plugging away, kept plugging away, kept plugging away. And, it was, I don't know what the one thing was, man, but like it hit home to me at some point that it was like I'm gonna be a fucking MC. I'm gonna pursue this path. So, I had to, work jobs like any normal human being does and still has to do, to say, okay, let me just, support a lifestyle of being able to just stay healthy, alive, and out of jail.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, also, dive into this world of music. And I left Michigan after I got out of jail a few years later. But I was off probation. There was no papers. I wasn't locked down to anything anymore. And I left Michigan and put a fucking dot on the map, in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, where a friend of mine was living at the time. And I heard a story about a hip hop group I was a big fan of that I'd done a show with in Michigan at the time, and they were touring through there. They got like 2 songs into their set one night in one of the venues in town. The crowd was so fucking insane and so high energy that 2 songs in, they broke the main support beams in the floor, and there was a
Ooh.
venue underneath. So instantly, show's over, clear the venue. The venue never
Yeah.
opened up again. They closed the motherfucking building down. They broke the bitch, and it was over. So I literally, and since that had happened, a lot of things just stopped coming to that town. Hip hop music specifically. So I moved there with the goal to, start anew, get the fuck out of Michigan, but at the
Yeah.
same time say, I'm bringing hip hop music to this town. I'm going to bring hip hop and I'm going to bring that band back to this town and sell a fucking show out again in this town. And, yeah, in my brain, there wasn't this sinister plot to be like, ha, ha, every show I book, I'm going to rap on and blah, blah, blah. But no, I was fucking dope. I was the only motherfucker in town doing the shit. And we did it, and that just kept continuing to fucking catapult and snowball and just moved into new things. And, it was really just, I don't know what it was, but at some point within that, like 1999 to like 2003, I discovered that, I was always going to have a microphone in my hand and nobody could ever take it from me. And I was
Right.
going to do what I could do to be the best at it, and have
How,
fun. I wasn't focused on being rich and famous. I just wanted to do the art.
yeah. I think that that's the way to do it. The people that are just like, this is part of who I am and what I'm going to do are the ones that wind up getting the success or the fame or the money.